Intercourse is the meeting of a man and a woman in the place of intercourse, inserting the penis into the vagina, even if that is without ejaculating. This is one of the things that invalidates the fast by consensus, because it is one of the greatest desires that contradict the wisdom of fasting, which is to abstain from desires and draw closer to Allah. The ruling on intercourse during the day in Ramadan. Intercourse during the day in Ramadan is one of the major things that invalidate the fast. The scholars have unanimously agreed that it is strictly forbidden and requires major expiation, as mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, when a man came to him and said, "O Messenger of Allah, I am ruined." He said, "What ruined you?" He said, "I had intercourse with my wife in Ramadan." The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Can you find a slave to free?" He said, "No." He said, "Can you fast for 2 consecutive months?" He said, "No." He said, "Can you feed 60 poor people?" He said, "No." Then the man sat down, and the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was brought dates, and he said to him, "Take this and give it in charity." The man said, "To someone poorer than me, O Messenger of Allah." By Allah, there is no household between its 2 lava plains poorer than us. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, laughed until his fangs were visible, then he said, "Feed your family." Agreed upon. Consequences of intercourse during the day in Ramadan. Invalidation of the fast. The man and the woman must make up for this day after Ramadan. Serious sin, because this is a violation of the sanctity of fasting, which is a great matter in the sight of Allah. Obligation of severe expiation. It is in the following order: freeing a slave, if available. If he cannot find one, he must fast for 2 consecutive months, without interruption. If he is unable to do so, he must feed 60 poor people. Ruling on ejaculating without intercourse. If semen is ejaculated due to complete intercourse, the fast is invalidated, and expiation is required. If semen is ejaculated due to foreplay or kissing, the fast is invalidated, but expiation is not required, and only that day must be made up. If the wet dream occurs during sleep, it does not break the fast, because the person has no control over it. The difference between sexual intercourse and direct intercourse during fasting. Full sexual intercourse, inserting the penis into the vagina, breaks the fast and requires expiation. Caressing, kissing, and touching without ejaculation does not break the fast, but it is disliked if one fears ejaculation. Ejaculation, due to masturbation, breaks the fast and requires only making up the fast. The ruling on unintentional sexual intercourse. If the fasting person forgets that he is fasting and has sexual intercourse with his wife unintentionally, his fast is not invalidated, but this rarely happens. If a person is forced to have sexual intercourse, the ruling on it differs according to the degree of coercion. When is sexual intercourse permissible in Ramadan? It is permissible to have sexual intercourse after sunset and before dawn, as Allah the Almighty says, "Lawful to you on the night of the fast is the intimacy with your wives. They are your garments and you are their garments." Al-Baqarah 187. It is not permissible to delay ritual bathing after sexual intercourse until after dawn, but the fast remains valid if one performs ritual bathing after the time of dawn begins. Conclusion: intercourse during the day in Ramadan is one of the major nullifiers of fasting that invalidates the fast and requires severe expiation. A Muslim must avoid it in order to preserve the sanctity of the fast. As for sexual intercourse at night, it is permissible, provided that both spouses perform ritual bathing before dawn.